Hello everybody and welcome to Sunday Q&A once again. Might be a bit of a shorter one this week because I only posted the one video because I've noticed you can see your channel's health, how many people are watching, how many views you get, and I think I might have been overloading it a bit lately. Having said that, there's a few questions on here that might need be answering, so I'll try and keep it to a minimum. But it's a matter of trying not to no one wants too much from me, least of all me, but at the same time trying to get the questions answered, so we'll do what we can. But on a slightly more irreverent note, the main comments this week have been about paint your wagon, because I decided in my infinite wisdom to get the lettering off the side of my lorry, only to find out the lettering wasn't stuck onto the side of my lorry, then to try and paint it with an aerosol can. It's about the size of that. It's a big space. And then finally with proper curtain paint, of which I didn't buy enough. But so C11 Yan says, worth double checking the mixing ratio on your paint. Make sure it's not 1 part paint to 1 part thinners. If it is, you just half your paint bill. So I never actually realised you mix paint. I always thought paint just comes in tins now. You know, it's not like, it's not like dilute orange juice. You just open the tin and paint. Although I have recently realised, thanks to the kid being an interior design child, that if you actually paint something with a proper undercoat first, then you only need 1 coat and it goes on brilliantly. Only taking me 30 years of my life to work that one out, but there you go. But I will have a look at that. Having said that, where we're going to go with it, I have bought a few other bits for it. I've got the stuff to do the fiberglassing on it, where I rip the wing off the bottom, not the little bit of fiberglass beneath the bottom step, and I finally bought the sort of safety running bar things down the side that stop the cyclists going underneath it, because where I cracked it on the Primer Studios job, I'm going to get them replaced. Now, I'm just going to paint it up a little bit and do a few other odds and bits, and then think about the curtain afterwards. I'm slowly but surely bringing it round, but it's a question of how far you want to go, with bearing in mind how little I pay for the lorry. Steve Campbell says you missed a trick. He said take a Stanley knife to the curtain around Palletways, pull the patch out where it says Palletways, flip it over inside out so that it's Palletways on the inside, stitch it back into place with a few cable ties and then a heat gun to melt it back into place. Yeah, that sounds like more work than just buying a small tin of paint and a roller. And I'm not quite sure how successful I would be, bearing in mind the disaster I had just trying to do anything. I'll bear that in mind, Steve. But I still think really the way forward, if I'm going to do it, is just get some more paint. London Creative says, surely you missed a trick here. Collab video between me and Molly, and she could paint the size of the truck. So many positives to that. It also would have ended up looking so much better. Sorry. No need to be sorry. Although I've got to be honest with you, to a certain degree, the child has inherited my degrees of shoddiness. But also the joie de vivre to go with it. But that would be great. If I get her to design it now, I'll probably end up driving around like Freddie in the Mystery Machine with great big flowers on the side of it. It was like some sort of Euler Keeley sort of picture or something like that. I think we'll just stick with blue. And Lee Westcott says, surely it would have been better to go down to the local breaker's lorry yard, see if you can find some second-hand curtains. Again, that just sounds like work to me. I don't even know where the local breaker's lorry yard is, but I dare say it's at least an hour's drive. So an hour's drive there, then an hour's drive back, and then find the curtains. That's like a day by the time I've taken them off, or a bit of paint. So we're going with a bit of paint still. I'm thinking a bit of paint is the way forward. Whether the job will ever get finished or not, I don't know. We'll just have to watch this space. The main video this week was on, do you need to be limited to run on the courier exchange? And I always say try to be as small as possible. Sole trader, not limited, not VAT registered. Because if you're VAT registered to start with, then you're a business, we're going to charge you more money. Just me in a van, that's just me in a van and one app, please. And that way you'll get the most basic package. If you find you need more later, you can always add more on later. If you buy it all to begin with, you find that you don't need it, it's much harder to climb down than it is to climb up. Carl Connor says, look up common law, your strawman. Now, I did look this up, Carl, and I think it's the principle in law where you don't own the things. The things are owned by, it's like your physical flesh and blood. It's like a dichotomy, so you've got the body and soul dichotomy going on there. So your soul is like, that's over here, and your body, which isn't actually really part of you, is the stuff that owns all your debts. It's largely disregarded in pretty much all law matters that I can see. But if you've got more details on it, mate, it's an interesting thing to find out about. If you've got any more details on how it could work in practice, please stick them in the comments, and I'm sure I'll be happy to pass them on. Trucks, we've got to say hello to Paul Wilkins, he's doing his class 2. I'm learning my class 2. He's going straight to class 1. No, sorry. My first day learning class 1. He's skipping class 2, going straight to class 1. I didn't know you could do that. I thought you had to get your class 1 first. I thought you had to get your class 2, then you could do your class 1. Even if you get your class 2 and then the following week start your class 1 training, but I'm sure you guys will put me right on that. My guys said at Hughes, they said the best thing for you to do is to pass your class 2 and then just spend like a year, 18 months in an 18 tonne, seeing how you go, getting used to it, looking. Once you start thinking about taking your class 1, you start looking at all the class 1 drivers. Oh, that's how they take it roundabout. Oh, that's how they spin that round there. Oh, that's how we got out of that car park, kind of thing. And he says, you'll start to pick up things and then go and do it. But Paul, I'm sure you'll crack on. He says, I've got my final test on Thursday. If I pass the other 2-1 tomorrow. Let me know how it goes, mate. Best of luck. I hope you're in an Arctic by the time you see the video. And then a lot of miscellaneous this week. Tyson Sheriff, I think I've got an email from Tyson. I think I might have replied to it. And I'll say it again. I think I've got to go back and do the messaging thing. But don't get me on a messenger. Don't get me on a WhatsApp. Don't get me on Facebook. I'm not on any of these things. The best way to get to me is to leave a comment. If you leave a comment, I'll get back to you. Because what I do is on a Friday or a Saturday, when I record this video, I just read all the comments and I respond to them. If you've got to me another way and you think I'm ignoring you, I'm not ignoring you. I never saw it. So, it just never came through. You've got to bear in mind also, I try and keep the texting, messaging, email thing to a minimum because I drive for a living. And I know there's a way that you can tell your phone to read it out, but I haven't figured out how yet, and I'm doing okay without it. So, best way to get to me is in the comments. So, he says, DJ Tyson Sheriff says, Pete, I'm thinking of getting into courier work. What is my best way of getting involved and making some cash? No van yet. My recommendation to you, only because it's the way that I did it, is the exchange. Like I say, getting the most basic package, get yourself whatever van you want and jump on the exchange and see how it goes. It strikes to me to be the best portal into the industry. It might not be. The other one you could do is, I think I did do a video on other ways of joining a courier firm or so. You could join a courier firm, you can do your Facebook, you can do your marketplace and all that kind of stuff. But from the point of view of ease and actually getting up and running, it seemed to be the best way for me. So if you go for it, mate, best of luck. Mikilus Vera says, how are high fuel prices affecting your business? Basically, I put my prices up. And I don't always get it. But I have got a few more. There were times before where I've been quoting on jobs and I go, oh, that's a bit strong. No, I have to drop that. Now I go, oh, that's a bit strong. Having said that, fuel has got dearer. And, 50% of the time, they don't ping through straight away. But after an hour or two where they realise nobody else wants to go to the middle of nowhere because they know it's fuel there and fuel back and coming back empty, you tend to get it. So I might do a video on that one. There's a few I've got to do. I think that is actually, because it's kind of contemporary, I think it might sort of be, worth making a point of. Kevin Hunt says, what can you expect to earn on the CX for a van Monday to Friday compared to a HGV on the haulage exchange? My target in a van in a Luton was $250 a day. My target in a truck is $400 a day, although I really want 500, and this week I've hit it and some. In a small van, I think you're probably looking $750 a week, so that's $150 a day, maybe a little bit more. Although small vans are now getting a lot more money, but then the costs are different. So that again will be a dedicated video, Kevin. When I get round to it, mate, I'll try and do a breakdown of maybe the advantage of a small van versus a Luton versus a lorry, and then we can also try to work out what else is involved, but that's going to take a little bit of boiling down, so you might have to hang around for that one, but I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But the short answer was, when I was in a van, I was looking to put in $1,250 a week. When I'm in a truck, I'm looking in to pull $2,000, but the costs are dearer. The fuel is dearer, transport managers, parking, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We'll try and break it down for you, mate. As Steve says, but you should do an episode, on the easiest way to start running an 18-tonne. I wish I could replay your success, but it's scary. It's scary to start a business. Said for Steve, the best way to start a business, how do you start a business? You hold your nose and jump. There's only one way to start, and you are going to make mistakes along the way. And Lord knows I've made enough of them, and I've actually, I actually, for some bizarre reason, have decided to videotape them and show the world what an idiot I've been. But yeah, it's just a matter of, it's a journey of a million miles, mate. It's one step in front of another. I could try and give you like the quick way, but then my mate Nick, the urban trucker, says about this. He says it makes me laugh when people say they want the quick way. There isn't a quick way. You can't suddenly understand everything about a business. You kind of got to do it. And like I say, I've made many mistakes along the way, some of them quite big whoppers, but I'm learning every day and I'm practicing every day, and hopefully some of the videos and watching me make mistakes, you might go, I'm going to go, oh no, I remember seeing one of them Pete's videos, I'm not going to do that. And that's kind of the plan, like, you know, it's sort of share and be happy type thing. But yeah, I'll see what we can do regarding that one. Shep 365 goes, he says, Pete, the font of all knowledge. Yeah, I think you're playing it very fast and loose with that one there, my friend. So he said, I have a question for you. I have started advertising on Facebook in my local area, looking to try to increase my end users. What happens is a person you've done a job for another shipper contacts you directly. Is this still classed as poaching or not? I don't want grief from the CX. Hope you can clarify this. So this is one we're going to throw out to the wise guys. But yeah, my opinion on this is it depends. I think if the situation comes and someone accuses you of poaching, then you might have to go, they might contact you and go, well, did you? Normally the way that poaching comes across is they can turn around and they can go into their customer, and if you've left the card, they can pick the card up and go, you've left the card. You went in on this job on this day, you've left the card. But then what if the situation comes up? So say, for example, we pay Al's kids and his mates to throw a load of leaflets all the way around an industrial estate over in Milton Keynes. And it so turns out that one of the jobs that they put the leaflets through is something that we've done a job for someone in the past. And then they ring us on the strength of the leaflet because it says first job free or, you know, discount or something like that. We get the work. Now, we're going to know when it comes. Will we even remember when it comes through if we've done a job for them? I mean, you've got to bear in mind, we've done over like 10,000 jobs now. We've done plenty, so, you know. And then potentially the people that we've worked for could come back on us and went, you've done a job for us, you've gone in and you've, yeah. See what I'm saying? So I think it depends. The one thing I will say is the one time it happened to us, it was obvious because we have a very regular person who doesn't actually run on the CX. They're sort of one of our regular customers. And they wanted a bizarre job and it was going from like Leighton Buzzard to Penzance. Very bizarre postcode. And then the following week, and then we put a quote in and we told them how much it was going to be and they didn't like the price. A couple of hours later, Jemmy's looking at the CX because she can see the, you know, jobs for all the drivers coming up. Exactly the same postcodes ping up. And she went, that's weird. You know, Leighton Buzzard to Penzance, small van. And then she looked into it and the people that had posted the job were ones that we had actually sent in a van a week previous. That's like a week previous to the same place, and then suddenly they're going, oh, I can do it cheaper. And so we complained to CX about it and when we were poaching. And they did absolutely nothing. They said, well, you've got to prove it. And can you get a card and all this kind of stuff? And it was blatant. It was absolutely blatant. So I think it depends. If you're out there and if you honestly get a customer through leafleting, not because you actually targeted them, because you went in and you got a job and you went, oh, this is a good little customer, close to me, I like this job, I'd like this on a regular basis, I'm going to let them know I can do it cheaper. If it's just a genuine thing that happens, then when they turn around and they challenge you, well, you go, no, I didn't, and I can prove I didn't, and then you plead your case. But yeah, I think in fairness, it certainly shouldn't stop you going out trying to get end users. You know, you shouldn't let the fear of the repercussions come. And even if it was, I mean, if it was the first time, it would only be a warning, I assume. I don't think that they're unlikely to throw you off completely. That would seem somewhat churlish. So, yeah, so good luck. I hope that clarifies things. I'm sure other people will have more to say on the subject, but we'll see. So, Colin the Cochrane and friends says, oh, Interspeed Express apparently have gone bust. He said £95 gone up in smoke. Colin, it happens. The good thing about the CX is there are lots and lots and lots of shippers on there, which means it's very easy for you to kind of spread the risk, if you know what I mean. I've always said the best thing to do is don't put all your eggs in one basket, or if you do, watch that basket. But the best thing to do is try not to do too many jobs for too many people that you don't know, or to try the same job. Hang on, try too many jobs for the same person if you don't know them until you start to see the payments come in. And once you see the payments come in, you kind of go, oh no, they're okay, they're regular. Or you can figure them out. That's why you got the feedback thing. You can figure out the system. We all hate it when we lose money. I lose money all the time. I'm constantly getting letters through the post, and it's going to be like, and it's from the receivers have gone in. And you think, I can't, but I'm not going to get anything out of this. I know I'm not. I say all the time, not all the time. I would say 99.9 or 99.5% of the shippers on the CX will pay. Some of them will pay too late, but they will pay. So, yeah, I'm sorry that you're the dough's gone, my friend. No one likes it when the dough's gone, but what can you do? And finally, like I say, it's a very quick one this week from TML136. It says, all right, Pete, saw you yesterday turning right onto the A38 towards Mansfield. I was coming out of Sutton. It was just gone 9:30. Quite possibly. I have absolutely no idea where I am all of the time. If it wasn't for sat-navs, I could get lost in Dunstable, and I live there. If my phone went flat, how do I get home? I am the world's worst courier driver when it comes down to this stuff. So, yeah. So if each time, give us a toot, give us a wave. I wouldn't even think that, I pulled out in front of you accidentally, or I might, you think, oh, maybe they'll watch the video. So, and conclusion this week is Mr. Bruce, who's got a bit of advice on the on maintenance. He says the best multi-tool to fix, I think this goes back to the curtain side on the lorry, the best multi-tool to fix something is a hammer. Give whatever is not working a hit. If it doesn't work afterwards, no worries, it was broken anyway. I am a big fan of impact maintenance. My dad always used to do it on the TV. You would go up and bang the side of it 3 times and it would start working. I always think the 3 things you need in the toolkit, I think this is was this Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino? He said you need 3 things in the toolkit. You need a hammer, a bit of tape, and some oil. And he said, if it moves and it shouldn't, wrap tape around it. If it doesn't move and it should, spray oil over it. And if it doesn't, if neither of those things work, hit it with a hammer. So there we go. So yeah, short one this week. I've got it out early. I've got it out on Friday. Like I say, I'm going to catch up on my book on videos that you are due. Also, I think there's a few questions in there that might be actually worth putting in on their own. And I think there might be another Life on the Road coming out, because in my infinite wisdom, I have said yes, I am now working Saturday. No, I say working Saturday. I've got to pick up in Hemel. I've got to go up the yard anyway to read the driver's cards and to do the PODs and to do the overtime and all that kind of stuff. It's only 20 minutes, but I'm picking it up in Hemel on Saturday morning, then bringing it back to the yard, and it has to be in JD Sports in the Metro Centre at 7:30 on Monday morning. Now, because I've already driven Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I couldn't drive up on the Sunday even if I wanted to. I think, because you've got to have a day off or 24 hours off or something like that. I might be able to drive, it might be, no, it just gets complicated. So I think I'm going to be up about 1:30 on Monday. So we might do a nice early look at the stars, listen to the OJ Borge on the radio. Big hello to all you truckers out there. So there might be another Life on the Road coming up. Metro Centre, back to my old stomping ground. What if they've still got the roller coaster in there? They used to have a roller coaster, I believe. So yeah, like I say, just a short one this week, guys. I will possibly, I'm still playing about with maybe 2 a week. I don't know how many videos am I supposed to do, I don't know. But yeah, in the meantime, let's hope the sun shines. Let's hope we have a lovely weekend, or let's hope you've had a lovely weekend. And let's hope that now we're back to normal. The Jubilee's gone. Head down for Christmas. Time to take care and take money.